My name is Isabel. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and about this video. I love to dance. I'm a retired teacher. I taught about 20 years or so in the classroom. After my retirement, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an uplifter, an inspiring person, a motivational person. I named myself Queen of Inspiration. That was my desire. So I took it on. I took the road of studying the mind. I studied the mind. I read so many books on the mind and research about the mind. And then I got my certifications. I got my certification as a hypnotherapist, as a life coach, an NLP practitioner, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And I started helping people. I help people get through cancer. I help people manage pain, addictions. I help people releasing the past of all the negative things, negative thoughts and negative beliefs. I help people find their joy and their passion. So many things that were available to help people. Now, how did I do this? I've been doing this through one-on-one sessions and through classrooms, actually giving classes. I've given about, maybe 100 or so classes. Classes on public speaking, inner child work, theory of the mind, classes on releasing negative thoughts and negative beliefs to create a better life. So many classes, I can't even think of all of them. Even handwriting analysis. Wow, there's a lot of classes. And what I loved was watching people take on their life and having breakthroughs and creating a better life for themselves and their family. It gave me so much joy. It continues to give me joy. Now, today, I want to tell you more about all of that, but I also want you to get something about what's about to happen. One is that I am a teacher. I can even teach you how to salsa. And that's my platform as a teacher. I have a book coming out in 2020, Masterfesto, Manifesting Dreams. And in this book, it's about actually a lot about my teaching. I can't get everything in there, but the essential elements of Manifesting Dreams is in that book. You'll love it. Today I want to talk to you, share with you the teaching of the mind, which is one of my favorite subjects, the mind. So, where is the mind? Where is it located? Is it physical? Like, we know it's non-physical because we can't locate it. If you think it's in the brain, ask a brain surgeon, they'll tell you there's no mind there. But you always hear conversations about the mind. Even small quotes, mind over matter. There's even mindful meditation and mindful eating. Mind your own business. So the mind is a conversation that's out there. So I say that the mind is a conversation. That's really what it is. It's a conversation. So let's have a conversation about the mind. I want you to picture a circle. That circle, we're going to call it the mind. And we're going to divide it into two parts. The top part of the circle, That's going to be the conscious mind. And that'll be 20% of the circle. And the bottom part is the subconscious. And that's 80% of that circle. So what does that tell you? 80%, the subconscious, has 80% of the mental power. Very powerful. The conscious mind, 20% of mental power. Now, the subconscious mind gets developed from birth to 8 years old. So 80% of our mental power is developed from birth to 8 years old. By the time we're 8 years old, we have our subconscious mind already developed, 80% of the mental power. Makes you think, doesn't it? Now, the 20% of the conscious mind isn't developed until later. Let me give you the distinction. Like, why is that important? Well, in the subconscious mind, as it's getting developed, there is no judgment, no logic. It's just everything's the truth. Whatever is happening to that child, it's the truth. They're not evaluating or judging it. It's just the truth. And all the learning is taking place. And it's usually the learning is by association, repetition, and imitation. So let's say that this child is 3 years old and there's an adult in his life or her life that is a smoker. Well, he's not judging the smoker or judging you shouldn't smoke, just looking. And then starts imitating. Because that's how the child is learning. That's how the subconscious mind is getting developed. So therefore, that means that must be the truth. And if the child is told, oh, you're so smart, you're so beautiful and so smart, well, that must be the truth. I am smart and I am beautiful. But if the child is told, oh, you're not as good as or as smart as your brother or your sister, then the child is like, well, I'm not as good or smart as my brother or my sister. And that must be the truth. Because there's no judgment. Now, so you can see there's the good and then there's the not so good as we're developing our subconscious mind. One of the great things is all the values that are in the family. Those good values, they are instilled in the subconscious mind. And they will be there forever. Locked in. That's a good thing. Now, the conscious mind, now I'm 10 years old, say 11 years old. Everything not making sense now because at that time we want to make sense out of everything. Where's the logic? Well, why did that happen? What's the reason for that? Then the judgment comes. Judging everything. Judging their friends and judging their teachers and judging the parents and everything's a judgment. So, check out the conflict. You got the subconscious mind that's just the way life is. That's what's happening. Life is this way. And the conscious mind is saying, no, but it shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be that way. So there is a conflict between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind has the thinking power. That's where we think. The subconscious mind doesn't think of it. There's no processing and thinking. It's just what's so. It's already developed. Doesn't have to think about it. It's taking control of your body. Your heart's beating. Your blood's flowing. That's just what's so. You're taking the next step and the next step. That's just what's so. But the conscious mind is even thinking about why. Why am I taking the next step? Why did I not take the step last week? Why am I taking the step this week? And why am I taking the step anyway? There's always a judgment there about what to do and what not to do, and then gets all confused. There's a lot of confusion in the conscious mind. Now, what is really important, since the conscious mind is where we're thinking, so when we talk about in Masterfesto, manifesting dreams, we've got to be careful what we're thinking about. Because our thoughts are starting to create our world. So if you're thinking great thoughts, you're creating a great world, but that doesn't always happen. Because some of those thoughts that got created in the subconscious mind, they'll show up. Like, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. I'm not as smart as my brother or my sister. Something's wrong with me. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not whatever. I'm just not enough. That's going to be there. And it's going to show up. And if we keep paying attention to it, it's going to show up in our world. And then things don't get done. And then we're sad and depressed and miserable and blah. But here's the thing. Those thoughts, those unwanted negative thoughts that we have, they can get stopped. They're going to show up. They're going to show up. But they can get stopped. We have the power to stop those thoughts. I want to give you an example. I have this wonderful sister, my sister Gloria. She has taken like probably 90, if not 99% of my classes, and also done a lot of one-on-one sessions with me. And she can stop her negative thoughts. And I asked her, how do you do that? And she says, well, it's kind of like a faucet. She says, when the faucet is running, all those thoughts, negative thoughts are running and running and running and running, and all you do is just shut the faucet up. Just turn it off. And thoughts are gone. You can do that. Shut the faucet. Stop those negative thoughts from running your life. I know for myself, sometimes I go down that rabbit hole. And I go down and I'm cussing people out. I'm all pissed off, upset and all that. And then I go, hey, Isabel, what are you doing? Stop it. Just stop it now. And brush yourself off and take the next step. That's what we need to do. So with the conscious mind, which is what we're going to be working with a lot right now, with the conscious mind, we want to generate thoughts. We want to be strategic. We want to be mindful of our thoughts and our words, because it's our words that are creating all the thoughts. So we want to be mindful about that. If you're manifesting your dreams, you're manifesting your goals, and you're manifesting the good life, keep your thoughts there. That's what you share. That's what you talk about. That's what you journal about. That's what you meditate on. Those thoughts. The other ones, hey, they're not even thoughts. They just kind of land on you, land on your head, and then you have this thought like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or I can't, or I doubt myself. You have that thought. It's not a real thought. It's just landed. You didn't really create that thought. It landed in your head, and then you think you have to do something about it, or you think it's the truth. It's not the truth. It's just a thought that landed in your head. Land there. Let it go. Let it go. Release it, release it, release it, however you do that. Find the joy in your life. Find what makes you happy, whatever that is. For me, it's music and dancing. When I am feeling that way and I am not feeling good and I know I just can't seem to get out of it, I turn on the music, especially like Latin music, and I dance and dance, and before I know it, I forgot what was I sad about? What was bothering me? It's like gone. So whatever that is for you, maybe it's writing, maybe it's singing, maybe it's playing tennis or golfing or running or whatever that is for you. Do it. Have fun. Listen, this is about fun. And yeah, Traumatic things are going to happen because that's what life is. But the traumatic things that happen are experiences. Everything's an experience. We have good experience and not good experience. We have horrible experiences, but they're all experiences. We are here to experience our experience. That's what we're here for. We can learn from everything. And the more traumatic, the bigger the lesson. Really. There's always a lesson in everything. There's always a lesson. Look for it. I can't give you everything in this one video about the conscious and the subconscious mind. There's a lot. And I don't have all of the time in this video to go through everything. Look for more videos to come on the mind, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. I promise you, I am committed. This is my commitment to you, that everything that I learn, I teach. That's what I do. I learn something, I can't hold it inside. I've got to teach it. So I'm going to teach you everything I know about the conscious and the subconscious mind. So look for future videos. Thank you.